Well, good morning, guys. Excuse me. I have been feeling the extreme energies that have been coming in the last week. And I thought I would just do a really quick video before I get up and start my day today. I got a ton of stuff to do. Me and Frodo here. There he is. Frodo. Anyways, the first week of October energies, a friend of mine sent me a link to someone else that was talking about these energies. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what's going on. I mean, people are just freaking out. And I've just been so sick. I had to fly to Wisconsin to see family. My dad is ill, and my husband's mother is, she's 83. But man, that Italian woman, she still can cook up a storm. I mean, his family is huge, and she cooked the whole time we were there. I give her a lot of credit. But anyways, I have to tell you, when we were coming back from Wisconsin, flying sucks. Who hates to fly? I hate to fly. But because our connecting flight, we would fly out of Mosinee, which is a puddle jumper airplane. So it just seems like the connecting flight, they give you a half an hour. And of course, you land on one side of the airport and you have to go all the way to the other side. I mean, it's like, O.J. Simpson jumping over the suitcases and all of that stuff. But when we got it back into DIA, I noticed one of the many posters that DIA has put up. And it was a poster of, it was a close-up, it was like the reptilian was real close to the camera, and then behind him was, what is DIA up to? Construction? Really? What are they really up to? And then they had this big reptilian in the forefront of the poster. And as we flew by, I was checking other people's expressions. And it was so funny because nobody stopped to look. It was like that poster didn't even exist. And I just stopped and laughed and just said, hey, here we go. And my husband just flew by. He doesn't get into that stuff either. But it was really interesting that people didn't even respond. And you can't tell me that all these people had seen it before. So I find that really interesting that there's still so many people still on, different densities, different frequencies, different dimensions. And, they probably looked at it, didn't even know what the heck they were talking about, couldn't understand it, or they just didn't even see it. I just really thought, but it was just weird. I was looking when DIA was first built, we had to fly out in the floors are just all this different granite, different shapes of granite. And it was just so beautiful. And, now all the granite flooring is all cracking and breaking apart. And it's like underneath, it's just not able to hold that vibration anymore. And, it's just kind of weird when you walk through that airport and what's going on underneath. And you step back and you just watch the other people who are, they're like this, or they're like us, they don't want to miss their flight. And, or the people that are getting their drinks, or the people that are in the stores, buying their souvenirs. It's just so weird because so many people, they're so clueless to what's going underneath. So it was really strange going through that airport and knowing what's underneath. And, it was really interesting because yesterday my husband on his smartphone, I don't have one, I have the old flip phone. I will not do the smartphone. People want to connect with me, they can email me or call me on the telephone, the regular telephone. But he got two presidential, what do you want to call it? Presidential warnings like Amber Alert on his phone. And it said, you need, at this point, you don't need to do anything. And everybody, I know they're talking about it a lot on the Leak Project. And other channelers are talking about, YouTube channelers are also talking about this. And I just remember hearing that a while ago, that they were saying that, you know, when it was time to clean house, they had to actually lock down Denver. They had to actually do a lockdown because they wanted to close the city because they didn't want any of the darkies to escape. And so I thought about that right away, and a lot of us are thinking the same thing. This could be the precursor to this final lockdown. And, you know, people in my area, they really need to prepare because we don't know how many days the roads are going to be locked down. You know, and I'm going to stay on the higher vibration of this. I am not going to lower myself down to the FEMA camps and all of that, and the starving and them knocking on your doors and saying, you're a YouTube channeler, come with me, you're going to, I'm not part of that anymore. I think I've been there, done that. And, you know, we all have a choice of where we're going to be, well, how we want to experience this transition, this shift, this event, whatever you want to call it. You know, and Simon Parkes has been saying that October, and I know you've said this before, but he's also said that, you know, there could be a financial reset, you know, could be, and he wanted us to prepare in the past in case it did happen, but the energies were thus that it did not happen and we were all fine and good. But he's saying that October could be the month for this lockdown or this change, this transition, this event. And, you know, the presidential warnings on your phone, that was kind of an indication. I've never seen that before. And of course, Trump naming September Natural Disaster Preparedness Month. So that was another precursor, another hint. And so, you know, we have to decide what frequency, what density, dimension we want to ride this ascension on. And I opt for the high road. Been there, done that. You know, we're all doing our jobs. But anyways, so with this week of this heaviest waves coming in, like I said, things have been just crazy. And people have been sick, hot headaches, migraines, dizziness, frustrations, you know, just we're really having to face once again the dark side of things that we still have not been able to get rid of. And I know the end of last month was really tough for me because there was something that came back again that I thought I had taken care of that I did not. And I hope I was able to work through this again because I'm tired of going back to it. It's just a trust issue, insecurity issue with me and my husband. So I hope this last time we were able to work through it, and, you know, we're really on a good side now. And, you know, with Venus going into retrograde and you know, Scorpio in and you know, all of the signs and the stars, the planetary, the way the planets are, and it's just craziness right now. And so, you know, I just want to remind you that that's, once again, we're going through this. And, you know, I don't know why it has to be like this, guys. You know, no pain, no gain. Why does it have to be like this? I am such a migraine sufferer since I was young. And, you know, come off the plane, we land in Wisconsin, and bam, I'm sick. And it was weird. It was like, I always hesitate going back home. It's not home. It was where I was born and raised. Colorado is not home. But I've always hesitated going back there. We hadn't been back there for 8 years, and it was so strange. as soon as that plane landed, for me, it was like landing on a different planet. I could feel the lower vibration energy. Now, living here where I am, it's like I'm in a sanctuary, and Salida is a higher vibration area. Colorado can be a higher vibration area too. There's just a lot of people here that are like me. So when I go down there, it's a lot of people that are still living, they're so asleep. And it just like wham, it just brought me right down. And immediately I got sick. My daughter got sick and my grandson got sick. My husband was fine because he was right where he's at. And so it was a very difficult trip. And dealing with these people on this lower understanding, and especially my husband's family. But I was really surprised because we were in the living room all talking, and the TV was on, and the news came on, and then my husband's mother, 83, says, "Oh, we don't watch news anymore because they're all a bunch of liars." And I was like, "Yay, okay, this is a start. This is really good." But there's, I don't eat meat. My daughter has a strict diet because of what she's dealing with, cervical cancer and endometriosis. I mean, they're really attacking her big time right now. And so my mother-in-law was like, "Oh, okay, you guys don't eat meat. What can I cook you? Can I do this?" So she was really trying to be accommodating instead of, oh, they're a bunch of weirdos. I mean, why do they even come here if they can't, why, So that was a big sign, but I could just feel the different frequency as being there. So the flight back home was just brutal. We were so sick, and then I got home and the migraines started, and then the information started coming through about the energies from October 1st to the 4th. So those days have been tough, but I don't think it's the end. It could be the beginning of the end. And so now, we've had to face the fears. We've had to face the final fears, and we're going where no man has gone before. And so it's hard, it's tough. And so I think we just need to brace for what's coming. And I think we need to just really work on keeping our vibration strong. And really, you guys, I cannot stress this enough. We need to connect with Gaia Sophia. If you listen to Laura Eisenhower, she's been preaching the same thing, and I totally resonate with her on this. And, that's where our connection is. And if we can start communicating with her, I think a lot of this can lighten up. It won't be so strong. And I think it could be a lot worse for many of us. I think it could have been a whole lot worse, with so many of us, the Kundalini is rising, and even our animals, they're even going through some stuff just like we are. I mean, there's nobody that's escaping this. I don't care what you are, what species you are, plant, animal, human, whatever. So we really do need to connect with Gaia. And this morning, I looked out my window, and I know it's all because of the cloudy. There was this beautiful rainbow about 10 minutes ago, and just really watching the skies. People start taking pictures of the skies because they're really seeing some fascinating stuff. And I did post a picture a month ago. Was it the waxing moon or the waning moon? No, it was the waning moon. I think it was the waning moon. The waning and the waxing, how, the moon from the right or the left. Well, it was from the bottom up, which is not normal for us. And so people have been noticing really strange things in the skies, really strange anomalies. They're getting pictures of silhouettes of planets out there behind, lurking in the clouds. And we've been having some really interesting sunsets, a lot of lavender colors. And, the violet ray has a lot to do with what's going on. We really need to start working with the energies of the violet ray, the gold ray. And so I've been seeing a lot of golden violet in the sunsets, and which is really interesting. So a lot is happening. I'm still building my house. We'll hopefully be moving in the next 2 weeks, and hopefully I can get started again doing some videos, but probably won't be till November. I do have someone on board right away, and if she's patient and can wait for me to get my button gear and get things going again, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens this month. And, you know, because Simon Parkes is saying this could be, he's not 100%, but he's just telling us, prepare just in case, watch just in case. So it's always good to be vigilant. Anyways, I think that's all I wanted to address, that if you're feeling like you're going crazy, or if you're sick, or you're wondering what the heck is going on, I've been working so hard and why am I always feeling like this? You're not alone. We're all going through it. Some of us harder than others. It just depends on what kind of work you're doing and what you came in to do. So you guys just hang in there, and I'll be talking to you soon. I got to get to work. So anyways, we'll be talking to you soon.